Hey everybody, it is Dak here from Theed Boys, and today we're going to make some Raids 3 predictions. Tombs of Amascut is going to be out in less than 24 hours, and with the new raid comes a lot of new content. We're going to have 6 bosses that have never been fought before, and some new gear that is going to change the combat meta for many other bosses outside of this raid even, and the prices on those items are going to be through the roof for a while too. I'll be grinding as much Raids 3 as I can for the foreseeable future, and I am extremely excited for some Day 1 raids. Day 1's going to have a lot of mysteries, starting with the boss fights. We've been given some spoilers for the trailers for Raids 3, so we have an idea of what some of the fights look like, but there are bound to be a lot of surprises when learning how to defeat all of these bosses. Also, Tombs of Amascut is going to feature a new system called Invocations. You're going to be able to apply buffs to the raid to make it more difficult, but also to get more rewards from it. If you go into a raid with just default difficulty, it's going to be considered easy mode, 0 difficulty. Each invocation is going to be worth a certain amount of difficulty points, so if the raid is 0 to 149 difficulty, it's easy mode, 150 to 299 is going to be a normal mode, and then 300 plus is considered a hard mode raid. At least, that's the last I heard, those were the thresholds. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. You will not be able to get those expensive tradable rewards from the easy mode raids, so players are going to want to add invocations to their raid as soon as possible. So I was originally assuming that this raid would work similar to the Theater of Blood, where if you mess up, you have to start the raid over completely, so that even an easy mode raid might take a while to complete for the very first time. But just based off of these invocations, some of the spoilers that we've gotten, here's one right here that says, limits the overall amount of attempts that can be made in the raid to 10. An attempt is failed if every member of the party dies during a challenge. So it looks like you're going to be able to try again mid-raid if you do lose in the challenge. So easy mode raids should be completed pretty much right out the gate. It will take a little bit longer to start seeing some normal mode raids being complete. I'm going to say that the first normal mode raid will be completed on day 1, but very late into the day. So Raids 3 comes out about 6 a.m. my time on Wednesday. I'm guessing that the first normal raid kill will be closer to midnight on that same Wednesday. As for the hard mode Raids 3, I don't think that many players are going to be tempted to even try these for a while, since you can still get uniques from just the normal modes. I do think that high-level teams and content creators will want to race to be the first team to get that hard mode kill done though, and I'm guessing that a team will be able to complete a raid of 300 or more difficulty within the first 3 days of Raids 3. That gives them 100 points worth of invocations per day. I think they can manage it. I'm not saying that my team's pulling this off necessarily. Maybe we do, but I think someone is going to pull off a hard mode raid within the first 3 days. Wooks is definitely getting that first solo normal mode raid, probably the first solo easy mode too, but we're going to see exactly how that goes down. But we all know that Wooks is a beast, and he loves to solo grind in this game, so I imagine that he's going to be coming up with many of those solo metas very early on. It's really going out on a limb to say that Wooks is going to be good at this. I know. And potentially he might have some teammates, and he might be trying to do team raids early on just to get more of an idea of it, so in terms of just the first solo, maybe someone's going to beat him to it. That's pretty uncommon though. Getting normal mode kills will eventually mean getting Raids 3 uniques. There are 6 uniques that I'm looking at for these guesses here. There's the Shadow of Tumeken, which is basically like the T-bow or the scythe of this raid, but for magic. The Ward of Elidness, which is going to be a new mage shield, best in slot. The Masori armor, new best in slot range gear. And the Osmumten's Fang, a slow but accurate stab weapon. I am guessing that the first item anybody pulls in the game for Tombs of Amascut is going to be a Masori piece, but we'll get a little more specific since that's half the items there. I'm going with the Masori helm. I do like the helm for some reason. It's probably going to take a day or longer to actually see that first purple. I mean, if it takes till the end of the first day to see normal mode raids, which is what I predicted earlier, then clearly it's going to take a little while to see that purple. We didn't even know if it's going to be a purple. I wonder what the loot room is going to do. If anything, will highlight purple when you get an item. That Masori helmet, that's my prediction for the first Raids 3 item in the game. As for my team getting an item, I think I'm going to lean the magic side of things. As a squad, we are going to pull a Ward of Elidness early on. I know that you thought I was going to say the Shadow of Tumeken, but we're going to lean the Ward. It's just too easy to say Shadow of Tumeken. That's going to be our team drop, our first split. I don't necessarily think I'll be the luckiest one on the squad and I'll get the first item though, so I'll make a separate prediction for my first item in my name. You know what? Let's do it. The Shadow of Tumeken. It's going to take a little bit of luck, but I want to put some good juju out there. I'm sure the team would be happy with this poll, and it would be easy just to go with something cheaper than that. Let's say that my first item in my name is going to be the Shadow of Tumeken. Why not? All right, now that we got that out of the way, what are these items going to sell for? That is a fantastic question. The first Shadow of Tumeken is definitely selling for more than a max stack of cash, which is 2.14 to 7 bill. And I would imagine it's probably going to sell for like an even bill. So at least 3 bill, but honestly, that's pretty weak. with all the content creators and high-level players that are going to try to outbid each other, I'm personally going to put my guess at about 5 bill. It might seem like a ridiculous amount of money, but for the very first one in the game, it's going to be insane. Like, I could potentially be lowballing this guess pretty hard. We could see 7, 8, maybe even 9 bill for that staff. The Ward of Validness is going to be a very nice magic shield, though the Shadow of Tumeken is a two-handed staff, so the ward's really just going to be helping other staffs. I could still see this shield selling for 1 bill out the gate, and that is actually the threshold that I'm looking at for those Masori pieces too. Maybe 1 bill per piece of armor. I really am just winging it here, and those are kind of an even threshold to put it at. If anything, I could see new best in slot range gear actually going for even like more money for a little while, just because the range is already like an overpowered attack style. I'm not 100% sure how much your max hit increases from the current max range gear setup to what Masori will have, but it's going to make range very good, so it's going to be sought out gear for a while. Of the 6 big uniques, the Osmumten's Fang is going to be the least useful out the gate, but it's still going to be a big ticket item to get the very first one in the game. I would be shocked to see the first Fang sell for anything less than 500 mil. Unless I guess it's even more useless than I thought. The first one of each item is going to be crazy. I'm not trying to say that Raids 3 is going to feature 5 items over 1 bill forever. No, like weeks down the road, they're all going to settle well under 1 bill. I mean, the Shadow of Tumeken will likely stay at over a max stack for a while, but like the Scythe of Vitur actually sold for well over a max stack for like months after Theater of Blood came out. Eventually it did settle down. Like right now, there's no way you'd be able to sell off your Scythe for over 1 bill. But it was a long time that the Scythe was over a max stack, so it takes a while to get enough in the game for these brand new, like, really sick items to kind of saturate the market, I guess, is what I'm going for. So if the Shadow of Tumeken is the best in slot item, like the most important weapon at Raids 3, which it likely will be, the Twisted Bow is like the biggest item for Raids 1, and it comes from Raids 1. You got the Scythe for Raids 2, which comes from Raids 2. So now the big item from Raids 3, the Shadow of Tumeken, very likely to be very good at Raids 3, so it's likely to be very expensive for quite some time. All these drops are going to make for very good money makers for months to come, no matter what prices they settle at, though. I'm just throwing numbers out here. I have no problem if it turns out that my guesses on these prices are way off, but we're just winging it, right? We currently know what 4 of the 6 bosses in the Tombs of Amascut will be. We have Akka, the Guardian of Het, Zibak, the Guardian of Krondis, Kefri, the Guardian of Scabarus, and Baba, the Monkey, the Guardian of Tumeken. We have not been told what the final boss fight will be, other than the fact that it's going to be 2 bosses at the same time, apparently. We've gotten a little bit of a leak, first of all, in the Raids 3 trailer. We get to hear from Amascut herself. It is reasonable to think that she might be one of those final 2 bosses, and that the other boss could be, like, her minion of some sort. We also got these screenshots of the reward system from Raids 3. You'll notice that certain items are grayed out in easy mode. That's because you can't get those items in an easy mode raid. But then you can see all of the uniques actually colored in on the normal mode raid. We have the Shadow of Tumeken, the Ward of Validness, the Masori armor, the Osmumten's Fang, and then this little guy here. As far as I can tell from this is like a little Sphinx, and it's quite clearly, in my opinion, the pet from Tombs of Amascut. So I gotta say the final fight is likely Amascut and her pet Sphinx, and you gotta KO both of them to get your loot. Even just this little screenshot of the pet here does look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really looking to dive any deeper into more boss mechanics that I think we're gonna see during the raid. I really just wanted to throw down some predictions and some pre-raids thoughts before the raid comes out, and then we can check out some of these predictions a few weeks down the road. With that being said, that is about it for this Raids 3 prediction video, everybody. There's going to be a lot of new content with Tombs of Amascut, so I'm going to have more Raids 3 videos coming out in the near future. I will also be streaming Raids 3 on release. My Twitch should be linked on the screen and in the description, so if you have been enjoying the content, be sure to check me out on the Twitch side of things. I am also on Twitter and have a Discord, which are linked in the description. Thank you for watching this video, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks again, and best of luck on your Tombs of Amascut grind.